All right, so I bet you're wondering, Jim, why the fuck are you uploading an hour and a half long video responding to a 4-minute long shit show that we all know is bullshit? Hear me out. This is not what it is. This video response is actually going to be quite short, very short. So Michelle Caitlin had uploaded 2 good videos about Esoteric Entity and how this eventually led into this whole data drop thing. And they're really good videos, and they're real good brief overviews of what's been going on. She really is a hero in this story for sure. Esoteric Entity and Filthy Heretic decided it would be a good idea to respond to it. Now, every time they make a video response to something, it always raises more questions than the answers. I don't know why they bothered trying to do this anymore. It's so bad. So I'm not going to respond to everything in that video. If she wants to respond to the shit in her video, in their video against her, she can feel free to do that. She's a big girl. She can handle it. I'm just going to basically responding to one of the claims in this video that was made about me, which is that I made the claim that they were holding on to child pornography and not submitting it to the authorities. That is not true. The person who made that claim was Esoteric Entity, Filthy Heretic, and friends. So on that podcast, Zorro, who was a member of the Intellectuals United, I know it makes me cringe too, the Intellectuals United group, came onto my Discord server and either pretended or actually was a who knows, because everybody's lying through their teeth, and came on to my Discord claiming to be wanting out of the whole data drop and wanting out of this whole thing and wanted to blow the whistle on Esoteric Entity, Filthy Heretic, Operation Bluism, and Journey. Now, Zorro was a member, and it's pretty clear he was a member. He was in the live stream when they were announcing the Tsar Bomba data drop. You can go and watch it, and I will link that video as well. And he came onto our server, and he was telling us that they were holding on to child pornography, and that they weren't giving it to the authorities, and that they planned to edit it and censor it so it was safe for work, and upload it so that everybody could see that in fact they were sending and distributing child pornography. And then after I uploaded this, they went and gloated that, ha ha ha, Zorro was a person that we sent over to you to see if you would believe something without evidence, without even realizing that what they did was they gave me evidence, but it was fake evidence. Like they were admitting to falsifying information to discredit someone, which is basically what the Tsar Bomba drama is, but that's I've already done that video. Now, whether or not it's true that that they had him come over here and feed us bullshit, and it was all 100% bullshit, is in question, because Zorro seemed to have been immediately ousted from the group. But then again, he also said some things in there that were pretty fucking damning. Otherwise, that they had no rebuttals for whatsoever. So that you can listen to the entire thing unedited. It's also still up on my Patreon, so you can go and listen to it there. It's been there. It hasn't been touched since I uploaded it. It's all still there. You can go and listen to everything. But I'm going to be re-uploading it in its entirety. The reason why Mr. Dapperton took it down was because Esoteric Entity made the claim that they forged that evidence, gave it to me to see if I would believe it. So there you go. If you want to know where this whole claim came from to begin with, it didn't come from me. It came from them. So here is the podcast in its entirety. It's a really good listen. Even just remember that the claim that they're holding on to child pornography and planning to redistribute it is in question. So here you go. Enjoy the show. I'll talk to you guys later. Hail Satan. All right. So what are we talking about again?
Hello?
Yes.
We were talking about Waco.
I'm done with Waco. We're recording now, by the way, so. Yeah. So are we going to talk about the 900 penises?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear
There's
you.
like a weird connection here for a second.
Okay. So are we going to talk about 9,000 penises and they're all raping little children?
I mean, you've been on a roll with that.
And I guess Zorro is somewhat involved. He was on that live stream.
Zorro, you want to give a live report to the live stream?
What's going on with the 9,000 penises?
Well, there's a situation going on the day of the live stream. One of the users who goes by Anonymous, well, Anon, because he wants to keep himself anonymous. He's one of those users who created numerous catfish accounts and numerous commie Discord servers, and one of them was Lefty Pole's Discord server, and eventually he was apparently I haven't seen the video, but a lot of people did. He was in a conversation with Batco, and then one of the Discord members of Lefty Pole started posting child pornography. Now, Blue doesn't know what to do with it. He's planning to destroy the evidence before destroying the evidence, just go to a local McDonald's and then report it to Discord by email, saying, "Hey, look at this. We have footage of this Discord server distributing child pornography," and they, in the hopes that they will flag down the Discord server and find the people responsible.
But raiding with your Discord
Now,
server.
because of this, I asked Blue to report it to officials, but Blue is paranoid. Blue is because he says no, because he felt that if he releases it censored or reported to officials, then he's making weird statements that they're gonna frame him with distributing child pornography
that's not his problem. Here's the problem. Using Discord to raid other Discord servers is a violation of Discord terms of service. That will get your account ban-hammered and deleted.
Yeah, but they found child pornography.
Right, but they'll also ban-hammer him for running a raid server.
Yeah.
Well, how they gonna know how? Because keep in mind, they're going to
do their due diligence. I know dozens of people who've gotten kicked off Discord for raid server tactics.
Yeah, but how would they know it was a raid? It could be in Discord might think Discord would think that it's just a user who was in shock that they were distributing child pornography and then report it to Discord.
If you report it to Discord, if you say like, "Hey, we went into their servers, we had this thing and we were going into their servers," the first thing they're going to do is go after them. But then they're also going to go, "Okay, why were they in that server in the first place if they said that they went in there?" Right?
Yeah, and
they're going to go. They're going to check the logs that you went in there, and they're going to look at the logs that happened. And you can delete stuff on your Discord log. They're still going to have logs on their end that's not deleted, and they're going to go like, "Oh, this is a." And then they're going
to Yep. And then they're going to look at if you're in other sketchy servers that tend to have raid activity.
Yep. And then on top of that, you guys are announcing it like on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's also worth pointing out that if someone gives you child pornography, it's on your computer.
Yeah.
And if you don't report it immediately, it's a crime.
Time to get in the party van.
It's party van.
I told Blue this, but Blue is like saying no, because then they go to law is going to alter his statements and try to put him in jail.
No, it's simple. Here's what happened. If you get child pornography on your computer, you go to
And instead of this, they were passing out this recording, because it was a recording of the one of the spy accounts, like a screen sharing this while having a voice chat with Batco. And then one of the users were showing child pornography, and they were passing it. Well, it was posted in the in Blue's Discord server in one of the text chats,
which is more evidence, which could also be used in case somebody were to file a harassment claim against him. Yep. Because going into somebody's Discord server and trying to fake up evidence like they're passing around child pornography could be deemed harassment. And then you get to different jurisdictional legal issues.
And potential personal lawsuits as well. Like, hey, you're going around telling people I'm a pedo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sue you.
That could get you sued.
Yeah, but but it was footage from Lefty Pole server, and one of the members posting child pornography.
If you edit things creatively, that's the same as being, slanderous.
Yeah.
Likewise, if you edit something creatively and the person who's posting the child pornography is a catfish account that's connected to your raid server, you can get sued.
Yeah, but why would they? Yeah, but so it's illegal to raid someone's server and then caught them doing illegally.
No. There's several layers of problems here. First, raiding a server is a violation of Discord's terms of service and will get you baninated. But if you raid a server with the intent and purpose to slander somebody, that's illegal because it's slander. And it can also be a violation of state or federal jurisdictional laws on harassment, which could be both a criminal and a civil penalty.
Yeah, I understand that, but it still needs to be reported.
Right, but you see, here's the thing: Blue probably knows that the catfish bots are the ones responsible for spreading it.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, that's just Blue being paranoid.
Well, no, I mean, if he knows that this is all being done by people trying to frame up Lefty Pole, and he signs off on it, he's going to get his ass nailed.
Well, I wasn't. I just heard it because I'm not directly involved, though. I was in the live broadcast. I was mainly there to see what's going on and shit, and they were posting some of the evidence. But the evidence has already been shown already.
But during the live stream, you were. This was done. The back end was done with Discord, though, right? Because it had all the little.
It was a Discord conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were still. Was it the same server as this one?
Yes, it was, but it was a private server. So it's not. It was the same server, but it was a private voice chat.
Right.
That only a select of people can join.
Which means that if Discord comes in and starts banhammering people, you're going to get the banhammer too, though, because you're in the server. And it wasn't a thing where you just popped in and went oh, you're still there, and you're even involved in a thing on YouTube where there's video evidence of it.
Yeah, but I did not see the video. Only thing I saw was the link that the anonymous guy just posted.
Yeah,
and he specifically said that. But he specifically says nobody to watch it. Though I know people who've seen it was Blue, the anonymous guy, of course, because he recorded it. Esoteric Entity and Filthy Heretic, though I believe Esoteric Entity downloaded it. He's maybe planning to do a censored version of it and then upload it somewhere.
That is an extremely stupid idea. Just the fact that you went on a computer and someone sent you a link to child porn and you just open it. You don't even have to download it on your computer and save it to your drive. Just because you went there, it's already on your computer. It's going to be in your cache files. So there's child porn on their computers, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And if
the
FBI doesn't really care if it happens if you report it immediately. And they're saying that they're not reporting it. Yeah, they're going to wait until the data drop and then they're going to send it to the officials.
Likewise, you can be safe if you go to Geek Squad and say, hey, I accidentally clicked on a link with pornography and I think there may be deviant child pornography on my computer. Please help me.
It's a recording of people distributing child pornography, though it contains little snippets of child pornography.
Which is child pornography under the law.
Yeah. Which is possession.
Yeah. And if their whole point is to point out Lefty Pole doing child pornography, that's distribution.
Yeah, and
so they're down for both distribution and possession of child pornography.
And here's the thing on top of that, when you see what is that perverted justice when they go and they try to bust people for CP, like when they're not just busting whatever, like when they're busting CP rings, they're usually working with local authorities or the federal authorities, and they're there.
So they have a blanket immunity because they're working as part of the federal investigation.
Yeah.
You mean like to catch predator?
Yeah.
This is all under the table.
Yeah.
So they don't know. All they know is that you're in possession. They could look at the logs later on, and then during the court, they could probably give you some leniency. But at the end of the day, they are not going to grant any real hardcore leniency to people who possess child porn, because that's like one of the worst things you can do in society.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, well, we won't throw you in jail forever, but we still have to give you 20 years or something. I don't know what the law is.
Also, you'll be a registered sex offender.
Yep. And you have to register.
So Esoteric Entity is going to be, technically, if he gets caught, if it's already known that he seen the video, I believe he downloaded it, though I'm not sure, but he says he might, because he says that he wants to make a censored version of it.
And here's the thing, like, you're telling me, right? And I'm not
Yes.
I'm not going to snitch, because I'm not a snitch. The only way I would snitch is if somehow that link ended up coming to me. Then I would have to
Jim
snitch
wants to protect himself.
because I want to protect myself, but that hasn't happened yet. But if they go ahead and do this and publicly release it, and you said that like there's Reddit people there reporting on it, right? If they make this big announcement and they release that stuff, and there's censored versions of CP on there, that's an admission, like a public admission of guilt with evidence.
Now, also in some states, there are laws that require you to immediately report evidence of child abuse, like children being raped when you encounter it. Yeah. So you could also be in trouble with the state police as well.
This is like extremely
it's just
like a bad idea.
Yeah, I keep telling them to report it, and like they're acting like I don't know.
But they're not in. Here's the thing, Zorro. They're not interested in like protecting children. Because if they were interested in protecting children, we wouldn't be waiting 15 days for them to release a data dump, and then 3 days of like pure hype. Like, oh, we're going to release some of it now, but with all the big shit's going to happen at the end. Like,
yeah.
That's not someone who's trying to get justice for people. That's someone who's trying to gain attention. Now I know Wicked.
Yes,
WikiLeaks
I agree with you on that, because Blue. Matter of fact, the reason why he only provided two supposed evidence of the snippets of the data drop is because he before the live stream was made live. He said that he's in contact with this advertiser, and he gave this idea that to move it 3 days, so that though he originally thought of releasing it much later, like on the 7th, or like not the 7th, my bad, but like next week, like 7 days. Though I believe he shortened down to like 3 days.
I know, but he also promised that they were going to get like 20,000 subs out of this whole thing, and that's why they're really kind of along with it. But here's the thing: like, we're talking about. Let's assume that I'm completely wrong, and all of this stuff isn't just out of context garbage, and there really is like evidence of child abuse and child porn and everything. So there's children possibly being hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
their claim is saying that they gained these images from leaked dark web.
Right, but these kids are going to have
websites.
These kids are going to have to wait 18 days or whatever of more abuse, so that these guys can get more attention. And by the way, there's no need to get attention. All they have to do is, if they have all this information, they don't need to edit it. They don't need to make it presentable in public and all that stuff.
Hey, we turn this over to the police.
They immediately turn it over to the police, have a copy of it, and give it to like reporters. And proper reporters will do the due diligence, and they understand the law. They have lawyers on hand where they can do this, and you can get all the credits you want from it too. And you could say they'll come in and say like, oh, this group called, what was it, intellectual, this group, whatever. We're the heroes of the day. They saved the day.
Uh-huh.
But that's not what they want. They want attention to their YouTube channel first.
Yes, I agree.
I know WikiLeaks does stuff like that every once in a while. They'll announce like they're going to do a big drop. But there's like a difference because they're not talking about like civilians committing crimes that are hurting people. They're talking about like government problems, like the government bombing people overseas, or there's like weird emails being sent between people and the administration.
Or hypocrisy inside religious organizations that are investing in immoral things that they tell their followers not to belong to.
Yeah, maybe not illegal things, but immoral things.
But this is, children being raised.
And now they're planning to make a second data drop, which they're calling it the Tsar Bomba 2, which is going to be all the info that they're still working on getting on the Spartacus League. Though I don't know much about it. It's apparently it's a revival of the original Spartacus League, but it's basically like a internet group that's affiliated with Lefty Pole that apparently has ties to ISIS recruits stationed in Europe and sponsors of NAMBLA.
Hold up. So you're saying that they're getting information about Islamic terrorists that would be investigated by the NSA while they're also getting child porn, and things would be being investigated by the FBI while also getting child porn? Do they have a lawyer helping them?
No, they have no lawyer.
Okay, so do they realize how screwed they are?
Well, they're fucking teenagers, so they probably don't know anything about the law.
Or they're lying.
No, some of the evidence is mostly people Blue, the evidence is not coming directly from Blue. They're coming from the catfish accounts, and there's little cases of people flirting with minors. Finball is though not a leak, it's already known that he is in a relationship with a minor, and that he did roleplay about killing and raping a 12-year-old minor. Okay. Though I will tell you this: the evidence that they have is mostly people in the Thought Slime server, Lefty Pole server, and Finball server, but not strongly affiliated with, not really evidence that proves that Thought Slime is a pedophile, or that DSO1 is a pedophile, or Batco is a pedophile. It's mostly them associating with these people, these perverts.
Okay, so what you're saying is that Blue is getting evidence to slander somebody that some of his people are connected to people who are horrible perverts, but not that they are horrible perverts.
Yes.
So what exactly is he doing then? Because that's a smear campaign and a slander campaign. That's outright defamation of character.
Yeah, because if he's not involved, if it's happening underneath his nose,
yeah,
that's not something. That's why did you even bring him up? We could say it's his server, but he doesn't know. He's okay. Leave him alone. But that's not what they're doing. They're going out and saying we're going to smash all of our political opponents. That's what the video was saying. That's what the stream was saying. All of my political opponents are gonna go down in flames. And they're all going to be exposed as pedophiles. And I was also being accused of being a pedophile by Blue.
Well, it sounds like they're doing the guilt by association. I'll tell you that.
Which is a crime. Also, he's using it to get more YouTube views, which could be interpreted as fraud.
And if they're real, okay, then he's got issues with holding child porn. If it's fake, well, not only does he have that, but he also has fraud as well.
Also, if it's simulated child porn, that's just the same as if it's real child porn.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, it depends, though. This depends, though, because there are certain movies that you can buy on Walmart or Best Buy that contains little child porn. For example, Pretty Baby. That's a film that was made in the 1990s that actually had a 12-year-old stripped naked.
Yeah, that's not porn though.
Yeah, that's something else.
That's just nudity.
Yeah, that's why they got away with it, because it's a hard.
Do they understand what pornography is versus just nudity?
Well,
if I had kids and like I take a picture of them like playing in the bathtub for memories and put it in my album, that's not child porn. But
yeah,
if I had them playing in the tub and I was like, okay, now touch her vagina, all right, okay, now touch his penis,
that's
put your mouth,
porn.
then that's child porn.
But for example, with the movie, with the movie Pretty Baby, it's about a 12-year-old prostitute, and there's scenes in which she goes with intercourse with grown men.
Right,
yeah.
But if I remember the movie, she doesn't actually have like softcore sex stuff, because that would be illegal.
You don't see the sex, but there is actual minor nudity.
Yeah.
But either way,
which you can get away.
It's not really relevant because it's not like we're talking about them having copies of this movie.
And also that so. Here's my question.
And again, like these people also have all kinds
porn.
of crazy lawyers who are poring over all the laws to make sure that all this stuff is above board.
Yeah,
we're talking about multi-billion-dollar corporation is probably passing this movie around. Yeah.
Also, again, what you're saying is that they were looking at pornography, but we're not sure whether they understand what pornography is, which makes it more slanderous.
Okay, according to Philly Heretic, the type of image they have, there were just zoom-ins of little kids' ass and penis.
That's probably pornography then.
Yeah. But
like there's no good way around this thing. It's either they have porn, or they're committing slander,
defaming people, and committing fraud.
And if they're using actual child porn in order to achieve fraud, then that's both. There's no way around any of it. This is
but they're playing not to like this. Blue doesn't want to release it. Esso wants to release it censored.
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot.
Right, but you see, censoring it means you're editing child pornography with the intent to distribute it, which is a crime.
Yeah, even if it's censored.
And I constantly told them to report it to a law enforcement, and they refused to, because they're one of the arguments they use is that we're anarchists. We are anarchists. We're not supposed to associate with law enforcement.
Jim, are they being detained?
Here's the thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's always a good thing to avoid the cops whenever necessary. But if you stumble across child pornography, right, there's a crime. There's not like a like a private dispute resolution organization or a private defense agency or whatever it is in anarcho-capitalism land. That doesn't exist yet, if at all, if it ever will. Who knows, right? It's all theory. What exists now is the state, and the state doesn't like people having that shit. And they will crack down. And they don't care what your excuse is for it. You're not supposed to have it. And when you do stumble across it, you're supposed to report it. If you don't, you go to jail.
Yeah.
That's why I would report it. It's because I don't want to get locked up in a cage. Not because I'm being a snitch. It's because I don't want to go to jail.
And more importantly, Jim doesn't want to go to jail because someone else was a moron.
Yeah. Especially if they're going to try to pin some of this shit on me, which they said that they were going to try to do. That's what they are going to do, according to Blue. Who knows? But Blue is the only one saying that.
Well, they're already doing that with Mr. Dapperton. With connections. Like, by the way, I know the stuff about Mr. Dapperton. They're already posting in because Mr. Dapperton is in leftist Discord, though I don't really care because I do follow certain Discord accounts that are communist for the fact that I like to debate.
So when you were telling them hold on, this is really important, like extremely important, and I want to say it before I forget. When you told them to like, don't do this, report it, did you do it in text or did you say it on VoIP, over the VoIP system? Fucking alarm clock. Like,
So that's important if you want to protect yourself.
Yeah, because if there's logs in that server that has you saying like, this is stupid, don't do it, you're gonna get in trouble. We should say something to someone. You're in the you'll be fine, because they're gonna go like, you tried to get them to stop. You did everything that you
made a reasonable effort.
Yeah. However, if it was just under VoIP, I don't know if maybe Discord does record all this shit. Maybe they have some sort of blog, that lasts for.
Maybe they have a Facebook AI that's taking all the words that are in voice chats.
Because this is how I got involved in.
Well, you didn't answer the question though. I mean, it's super important. Like for you. Like this is important for you. Like did you tell them like in text?
I told him on voice chat.
Okay.
Because it happened when we were in a group chat, because it occurred while we were we're prepping up for the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
But we were told never to tell anybody about it. But I already told Nero about this. By the way, Nero's also involved in the I'm not to tell anybody, but Nero's is also involved with the investigation, but he's not involved with it because he doesn't want to be associated with Blue.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to disassociate from this guy, and even if this thing wasn't happening, the whole let's try to stop the 900 penises.
Yeah,
or 9,000
penises.
Even if you were trying to, even if this thing was never happening, working together. Like, this guy is a terrible, like, awful person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if
I told him that, but Blue is the type of person who doesn't like people questioning him. If you tell him advice or if you tell him, like, for example, he set us a plan to start the live stream. Eso will say, no, we should provide this evidence and then do the data drop at this time. Then Blue would do a little fit saying that you should back me because I have contacts with advertisers who would help my channel grow.
Okay.
So you should shut up.
So you're saying he's trying to promote a story about child porn to make money?
I think he's trying to grow his channel.
Right, but he's trying to get advertisers to make money.
YouTube advertisers, I don't know about money. I know he wants to grow his channel. That's what I will tell you that.
You don't actually have to get an official YouTube advertiser. You can do an ad inside your own video, and YouTube.
No, he's in contact with someone who knows about advertising, and he's trying to. According to him, he was told to do this strategy, which is like release these two key evidence that doesn't prove that much. But he told us this doesn't prove much. But the reason why he did it was because he felt that he will encourage a conversation and increase
So let's also back up a minute. So also a person who's known to bully his own followers is trying to convince people to spread false and defamatory information about other people on the internet. Did anybody say, hey, this is kind of fucked up? Because that's kind of fucked up.
Well, I know that he's trying to defame Dapperton. Definitely. Especially with the apparently about the docs and.
Yeah, but Zorro, you said that he didn't have evidence of anybody directly affiliated who was in the child porn. It's like 2 or 3 steps away, but he's trying to, by
No. He's in contact with people who are in these servers that are distributing child pornography.
But you don't even know if those people are distributing child pornography. So basically, it's guilt by association, which is defamatory and a bullying tactic. Did anybody point out that he's trying to bully these people and how that's screwed up?
Well,
and how there was this vague story of advertisers, and he was told to do this, which gives an appeal to authority to make you guys believe that it's okay to bully people and spread lies about them.
I don't think he was told what about how to advertise his channel. I don't think he got advice from them.
Right. So he created a vague story to give you guys a sense that this was all okay.
No, well, there's data
again,
dropped, no matter whether it's genuine or not.
He's trying to say that certain people associate with people who go to servers where some unrelated people distribute child porn. That's the story, and that's a bullying tactic that says your own words. It's trying to defame people by guilt by association. Did anybody point out that this is a bullying tactic and wrong?
And I just pulled up
evidence,
my I was gonna say I pulled up the DMCA that I got from Zeitgeister because I made a YouTube poop of them, and it just says that we disabled this. Please note copyright blah blah blah. It does not give me any information about his name or address.
Mm-hmm.
What it did do is when I logged in, it said who was responsible for it. So if he could type in like Free Domain Radio, or they can type in like their company organization or their personal name or whatever. So for them to go around and say like, oh, you got a copyright strike, it doesn't give them your message.
Yeah.
What happens is when they file the DMCA, it just says that your video was removed, maybe the name of the person that did it, and that's about it. But mine is a little bit old. This is what, 2013.
And you're given vague instructions on how to redo your video, so it's not a copyright violation.
Or you can appeal it, which you would have to enter your full name and legal address and everything. And then,
but YouTube doesn't give that to other people.
No, YouTube. If you file a counterclaim, it gives it to them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But that's yeah.
So,
kind of concerned.
But when you file a DMCA, it sends you a copy of your form, which is what they were showing.
An echo chamber of bullying and defamation of character and possible distribution of child pornography.
Yep, and raids. This is bad, dude. You should just leave. This is real bad news. So I'm saying this whole time, like none of this came from any kind of place of legitimate, like wanting to help kids.
Well,
even if it does result in that, that's not what they wanted. What they want is attention and money. Right, because I mean, even if those advertisers don't give them dollars for it, and they just give them exposure, they're going to try to make money off of YouTube ad revenue. So at the end of the day, it's all for money and attention.
So it's like a filthy Logan Paul sort of scenario.
Yeah. Except he showed
at least
people
though with Logan Paul, he just showed a dead body.
Yeah.
He wasn't showing a child that was being tortured. So does anybody feel bad about
keep
this?
in mind that Logan Paul, at least Logan Paul reported the law enforcement about the dead body.
Exactly. So these people are clearly worse than Logan Paul. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And Logan Paul didn't make a regular course of his business defaming other people. He was just a goofy retard on YouTube.
Yeah, he defamed himself, but
yeah. So anything else we've missed out on this clear toilet circling thing for people ruining their lives on the internet?
I will tell you this: like the only evidence I can suggest that proves that that one of that connects with pedophilia directly is Finball. Finball is not a doubt a pedophile, and he's already, but it's not really leaked. Everybody knows this already before.
Yeah, you said he's
Esoteric
related to he has a minor child he's in a relationship with. How minor of a minor?
She's now 16, but the conversation was done with a 15-year-old. Though it's not illegal in the United States, but what Finball was doing and his relationship with because I was in Finball server and I talked with commies, one of them being now revisionism, and about the whole situation and so on. And we teamed up together to try to contact, because we know who Finball is. It's not doxing because he's a member. Because his face is out there on YouTube already.
So how old is
he's
Finball?
a member of the 23 and his 23.
And where is he located?
Finland.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Finnish Bolshevik? Is that what it is? Finbol. Okay, yeah. Finnish Bolshevik.
Yeah.
So the age of consent in Finland is 16, and you're saying he didn't have sexual intercourse till this person was 16 with them?
No. It's an online relationship.
Okay, so there was no sexual intercourse then.
There is a rumor going. Oh, I don't know. It's coming from now revisionism, who got it from someone who said that they were having Skype sex. They were having Skype sex.
Okay, so in other words, what you're saying is the only hardcore evidence is second and third hand stories about Skype cyber sex?
No. It's the hardcore evidence is that he admits that that Kennedy, his girlfriend, is 16. Well, now 16.
Legal in his country. And they've not had a sexual relationship.
Well, they did role play, like that it was technically illegal in Finland because it happened when she was 15.
Okay. Do you know what state Kennedy is in?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know she's from the United States.
Okay.
Look, I can tell you the facts is that they did participate in role play of raping and killing a 12-year-old girl.
And that happened when she was 15?
And that they're a couple. They're an internet far distant relationship. The rumors that is coming from third-hand sources is that they have Skype sex, they exchange nudes, and that Finball was planning to go to the United States to, spend time with Kennedy.
Okay. But again, what you're saying is none of these are actually direct evidence. It's more implication.
Hearsay, maybe?
Yeah.
No, it's direct evidence of Finball. Finball participated. That we have screenshots of this. Like, everyone knows this. Like, even commies admit that
let's pause for a moment here. If what you're saying is true, then that's more distribution of child pornography.
Well, it's not child. Well, are you talking about the Finball situation?
If you're doing cyber sex, that's erotica, that's child pornography.
You don't have evidence. Like I said, that's a rumor.
Well, no. But you said you took there were screenshots of the cyber sex of the whole rape scenario.
No. I got screenshot of role play, text role play.
Oh, okay.
Right.
By the way, can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. But what I'm saying is, though, that technically could be classified as child pornography.
Well, I didn't. That was already distributed on Twitter by communists.
Right. But the thing is, you're sharing it with other people means you're also distributing it.
Well, it's already public.
No, that doesn't matter. If you're spreading child pornography, you're spreading child pornography, even if it was already on the internet.
Well, it was not really pornography. It was two people having perverted conversation.
Okay, but you said it was cyber sex earlier.
No.
Which
no.
was
Let
it?
me say no. Wait. Let me say this again. All right. The evidence. There's two forms of evidence because Finball has admitted in a blog that he posted that he is in a relationship with Kennedy. Kennedy is now 16. The role play that occurred in Finball's server, in which they role play in text of raping and killing a 12-year-old minor.
Mm-hmm. You said that happened when she was 15, right?
Yeah.
That could technically be classified as child pornography, and sharing those screenshots could technically be considered distribution of child pornography.
I guess everyone is guilty of this because Demsoccer 1 already distributed this. XZZ already distributed this, so we all going to jail because of that. If you're right on that.
So, have you considered that maybe this is all a bad thing? Also, this is a screenshot. Do you know if it's a legit screenshot or not?
Yes, because I was in Fimble server, and many communists were freaking out about that. Matter of fact, Now Revision was trying to sabotage Fimble server by blocking a lot of people out who were in connections with the roleplay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
not a good look. None of this is.
No, none of it's good at all.
But like I said, the Finball situation is not leaked. Is already known about it before the concept of the Tsar Bomba was implemented.
Well, that all aside, let's just forget all that. Let's pretend that that's all fine and legal and dandy. Nothing else is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about what we had so far. Like, we had possible distribution of child pornography, even if it's censored, still child pornography. Like, that's why when you see like people talk about Tracy Lords
and that filthy heretic and esoteric entity and Blue have seen those naked pictures of children.
But here's the thing, like, that's why when they talk about Tracy Lords having done porn when she was, 16 or something like that, like, they don't show even like censored versions of it for reference. You can't really find it on the internet because it's still considered child pornography. Like, what was it, Hustler or whatever magazine she was in? Like, they won't even reissue back orders of that, and if they do, like, everything's gone from it. Like, not even censored, nothing. Because child pornography is again, it's considered one of the worst things you can have.
Well, there are YouTube channels that upload videos look at for example I don't know, this is a YouTuber who we're looking at who does like a video series in which he goes to the dark web and then he uploads a screenshot of like this child pornography website in which he censored the porn itself, like blurred it out.
What is the name of the channel?
I don't remember. It was a long time since I seen it.
Was it like a big channel?
I think it was a big channel. I don't remember the sub count.
Maybe like a big channel that might be like backed by some group like, I don't know, PBS or something. Because I know PBS has people that.
Well, I know he reported. He reported it. I know he reported to the police, though. He said that the porn was most likely from.
But I'm also sure that this guy is in talks with, is probably either a lawyer or probably in talks with some sort of lawyer who's giving him.
I have a feeling he works with law enforcement. I have a feeling he works with law enforcement.
Yeah, so that it's not really the same thing at all.
Yeah, but he uploaded child censored CP on his channel.
I mean, unless Blue is somehow like secretly some sort of cop, which I doubt it, considering he's doing like false DMCAs, which is a crime.
Yeah.
And if all this stuff is true and like he's having CP and it's not just like manufactured or I don't know, getting Kinsey Reeve and saying, oh yeah, she's 12 when she's really like, I don't know, 21 or something. Unless it's something like that, like that he should know better. I mean, I doubt Blue is a cop.
Yeah.
Like, Blue might be a lot of things. I don't think he's a cop. I mean, no cop would do that.
Well, I know that Blue
unless
works
he's like a hardcore
like
informant who's trying to bust down a pedo ring. But if he's busting down a pedo ring, he's not going to achieve.
I think he works with law enforcement though, but not as what you think. He works in like
the janitor,
night watch at this. Oh. No, night watch at this like power plant.
Yeah.
He also works as like He also worked with like I don't know if he's connected with the U.S. Army, but like stop cybersecurity and fighting off terrorists.
That's bullshit.
They have high school kids who claim they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I know this. Cyber Patriots. I was a member of that.
Yeah, the whole a good example of why that's false. I don't know if you watched the video that I did where I was talking about.
I've seen your video on it about what was that vegan anarchist hacking his computer about.
Yeah, everything he said about NetBus is wrong, and I know because I used to play with that thing back in the 90s. When I was a script kiddie.
Yeah, because he apparently took credit for Mr. Dapperton's docs, but then I asked him what is Mr. Dapperton's name. He says, I hacked him, but I don't know his name. And then some guy says, his name is Ash, and everybody knows about it.
No,
because of his email.
Ash. His name's not Ash. Because his email is Ash. What is it, Ash?
Ash James Williams.
Ash James Williams is a character from the Evil Dead movies. He's the main character. It's Bruce Campbell's character.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why you see him every once in a while with a chainsaw in his hand. He has a little character where he has a chainsaw in his hand. Because he's being Ash. Because Ash has a chainsaw in his hand in Army of Darkness. Then 2.
Wait,
Yeah. So he didn't have his docs. He just pretends to. He's not a hacker. He doesn't know what NetBus is, which anybody who's been a hacker and has been around long enough knows about NetBus.
I did because when Mr. Dapperton linked the Great Hall Hangout, I joined and I talked to the affiliates there, and they said that it was not anything doxing there. It was just one of the individuals trolling around, and I sort of felt bad because they got their Hangout sabotaged by a bunch of end caps. But anyway.
Anyways, this is bad news, and you don't have to take my advice, but I'm telling you, it's probably the best advice you're going to ever get in your life.
You want to walk away from this
You want to
scenario.
walk away from all this, now, and hopefully you didn't click any of those links. And if they ban you from Discord and lick your wounds, make another one. Get a VPN.
Yeah.
That'll be that'd still be a good case scenario.
Wait, is this going to be on YouTube?
No, Patreon.
Patreon? Well, can I get the link to the video?
Well, it's not going to be a video. It's going to be just audio. Podcast.
Oh, audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But again, we strongly recommend you walk away from this scenario.
Yeah. But, at least you have evidence that you're saying, I told him not to do this. I told him not to do this. This is good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not though I was a part of the live stream, and I did provide some evidence being some Twitter screenshots and the Finball situation, and some screenshots of DSO1 and some old drama about that statement on Facebook. That's the only affiliation I got with. But he invited me to the live stream because I provided some of the evidence.
So do you feel that the evidence you provided establishes sufficient credibility on its own? Do you think your evidence proves anything?
I will say this, that the evidence proves that there is dumb shit going down at many of these leftist servers, but that can apply to any server at all. I mean, there's evidence of pedophilia going on in Thoughtslime, but Thoughtslime is just not affiliated with that. He tries to ban people.
Here's the thing, I don't know if you know this, but there's large sections of the government which their whole goal is to scour the internet, and they're not going to just ignore things like Discord, but to scour the internet. Looking for signatures of what they already know as child porn. They have the biggest collection of child pornography in the world. The government does, and their alleged use for this, which is true, but I'm sure there may be other uses for it because we're talking about the government here, is to use them as a way to detect it being passed around through the internet.
Yeah.
And especially when you have a thing like the NSA, which they have computers that are just dedicated to like cracking encryption. There's so much so that they have to use like an entire lake to cool off, or an entire river to cool off the computers that they're using in order to do this.
Like if you edit a section of child porn so it's not illegal, they have the databases to say, okay, well, these pixels came from a piece of child pornography.
Yeah.
So that means this person had that child pornography.
Yeah.
That's why you should not do this sort of thing unless you have a lawyer on standby.
Yeah. And if the government looks for you, it doesn't matter how many you could be behind 7 different proxies, and it's not going to matter. Because if the government wants you, they'll find you. Period.
And if you're behind 7 proxies, never post your proxy URL. That's a common rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's what. I could tell you this. What Blue is planning to do with this with this recording of CP is he's asking the user who recorded it to go to McDonald's, send an email, make a sock email so they can just email to Discord, and then email Discord and then delete the email after
which is also
sending
fraudulent behavior, by the way.
Yeah.
And then delete the and wait for like a few days and then delete the video he got on Drive. Yeah. Google Drive.
And I have a feeling McDonald's probably has software to like
hold up.
What kind of computer connect to the thing.
You're saying that the porn images are hosted on Google Drive?
Yes. He uploaded on Google Drive.
Oh my god.
meaning that
oh my god. Yeah, they're already busted. Yeah, they're already busted, dude. If they put that shit on Google Drive, it's game over now.
Even if it's private?
Google's not exactly known for its privacy practices and their abstinence from government intervention into the company.
Furthermore, for covering their own ass, companies like Google, Facebook, Dropbox, and all that, they have a team of people who, if there's anything funky, that they'll flag it and analyze it, and to protect themselves, they will turn it over to law enforcement because they're required to do so by law.
And because Google is known for working with the government, they probably do have all these. They do have all the MD5 keys for all these pictures, and they probably scan for those MD5 keys.
Also, Google and Amazon rent out computer space to the NSA.
Yeah. AlphaGoog. I mean, I think the reason why they changed their name to Alphabet is pretty clear.
Because they want to own all knowledge.
Yeah. Well, that and they're becoming like an alphabet soup organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is bad.
Because I know, because I'm affiliated with Google. I'm affiliated with Google Drive, and I know for a fact if you watch the video, like if you upload a video and you watch it, that you still have it saved in your Drive history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Google they're probably using maybe Chrome, reporting to Google like, okay, this is the account associated with this browser because you usually have to log in to Google. They want you to use it so that way you can keep track of all your bookmarks and your passwords and credit cards and.
I mean, it's not hard to try to find Esoteric Entity. His face has been shown before in his videos. They know that what state he lives in. They know what county he lives in.
Yeah. It wouldn't take investigators that even if you did try to hide, it would not take investigators to find it very long. They'll backtrace it because he done goofed.
He done goofed several places.
Yeah.
So why exactly did you get involved in this whole shitstorm?
Okay, you want to know what happened? Okay. I woke up one morning and Esoteric Entity uploaded a video about DSO1 and how he's accusing him of doxing. And what happened was that he mentioned me. Because what happened was that a while back, like I believe 2 years ago, I talked about because we were talking about, it was a private conversation I had with the esoteric entity about the Democratic Socialism. One, I said, "Oh, his name is James Rufus," because that's his Facebook profile. And I exchanged memes that contained his actual face, but it was a private conversation. But I sort of regret that because I know probably that esoteric entity is not responsible. And I felt originally when I saw the video, I felt a little bit guilty because I like, oh, now people are calling him a doxer. So I say, hey, and then he made this data drop. So I had these images a while back because I mean, Democratic Socialism 1 is known for trying to find people's information, especially trolls, and then try to find out where they work or where they're studying at. Like with one individual being Blaze. Blaze made a parody account of, like, wait, I want to wait to Jim Jesus because he made an account called Deep Thoughts by Democratic Socialist 01, where it contains fake parody rants. And then he got triggered and then made a threat saying, I know who you are, and it states the full name. And it says, if you don't delete this page, I am going to write a letter to your high school. And he states the actual name of his high school. And Blaze sent it to me. And it was another time in which Demstalker 1 tried to gain knowledge of who is it was a other YouTuber who goes by the name of Delta USA. Who made a live hangout, and he did the Hitler salute. And he felt that it would be funny if he can try to ask for a dox, which is his employer. He wanted to know what his employer, so he can just send the image to him and get him fired. Now I have this image, and I sent it to Esoteric Entry because I sort of felt bad for him. And then he talked to me about this data drop, and I thought I would be interested in it.
So let me pause here for a second. So you're saying you got involved with Esoteric Entity when he was talking to you about how he had this internet beef with this other guy, and that was when he got you involved with trying to bolster up his whole claim of child pornography and 9,000 penises all raping children.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah. But you know how this all started, though, right? You know how Esoteric Entity started doing all this stuff. Why he's doing it.
He already said in the live stream that Blue just came out of nowhere. Says, "Hey, I got these 2 gigabyte of information of these screenshots of like illegal behavior going on in these leftist Discord servers."
But do you know why Blue contacted him? Like how they met?
How Blue and Esoteric Entity met?
Yeah. They met over this thing, right? He contacted them.
Yeah, they known each other for a long time because that Blue is a follower of Esoteric Entity because they're both anarchists.
Sort of. They're not the same thing.
I know that, but Blue wants to unite both ANCAPs and ANCOMs to a common cause.
But they can't.
The common cause is burning everything down?
Yeah. Because left anarchists and right anarchists, they can't work together politically, even if they wanted to.
Well, he's not a ANCOM, he's an egoist. Like, I don't know how to just. He's a voluntarist, egoist.
Well, they keep saying that he's a communist.
Why?
Here's the thing, but even when you're talking, because he's still a left anarchist, even if unless he's like some sort of mutualist or something, like egoist doesn't really tell you what kind of system that they advocate at the end of the day. Like some people try to insert their own ideas into Stirner, but at the end.
But they do like to let you know whenever something's
But here's the thing. This is like almost like a distraction, but I'll feed it for just a second. But the important thing is like people on the left side of the anarchist spectrum have a very different definition of the state. That includes they need to abolish class and hierarchy in all of its forms. So you can see that like they're very complex definitions of the state where libertarians, us, or maybe me, you said you're not an anarchist, but define the state as basically the government, the monopoly of force, the institution that is the monopoly of force. Like their definition is far more complex. And even if you were to get rid of the state as we know it, the state still exists for them. And they need to dismantle it. That's why they can't work politically. And I talk to ANCOMs all the time. That's just one thing we have to accept is that we just can't work together politically. Like we could work together to make memes about Esoteric, but that's about it. Yeah. This is why this whole thing is fucking silly. But anyways, the point of it is, the reason why they all met is because Esoteric got himself in a bit of a fucking tough situation. He got himself... He's kind of in a rough spot. And what happened was he was hitting on this trap who... I don't know if this was true, but someone said that she was alluding that she was 14, but she's 18, so we'll just forget that. But the whole point is that like he was in trouble because she was actually a communist, not ANCAP chick. That was her fake name, but she went in there just to troll Esoteric Entity because she thought it was fun trolling morons. And so she went in and trolled him and gave him like trap nudes and whatever, and thought that she could get nudes out of him and he wouldn't bite. But then once she left, like he went on a rage and threatened to release her docs, or not to release her docs, but to release her nudes. And then he kept lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying to cover up the fact that he was threatening to dox. And every lie had a big hole in it. A big hole that someone would point out, which he had to use another lie. And it just kept building. Like Meet the Parents. Good example. That movie's a good example of this. Where every time he tells a small little lie, he has to tell a bigger lie to cover up this smaller lie. Instead of just admitting like, oh yeah, I fucked up, I shouldn't have said that. That's all he had to say. Yeah. No one would have cared anymore. Because he didn't actually release it. He just said like I'm gonna release her doc if she says anything. He could have said like, oh, that was just a bad judgment. My bad. I was drinking.
And also, he got in the middle of an internet fight, and instead of owning up.
Yeah, he went out of control. He went out of control with Mr. Dapperton.
Yeah. So his credibility is so shot, but the people who are still believing him like need something, and he's got to give it to him. And the only person who promises to give him the fame and glory that he thinks he once had is to go with this blue character who promises him 20,000 subscribers and how he's going to beat the libs and Mr. Dapperton for questioning him
and somehow get him advertisement.
Yeah, and take down all the people who just trolled him. Who trolled him, who got him in that situation in the first place. That's why he's doing it. He's not a very smart person. I've been saying this from the very beginning when everybody was like, oh, Eso's not bad. Like, no, he is. No one's really paying attention to what he's saying. They're just kind of like, well, I agree with the conclusions. He must be a smart guy. It's tribalism. Mm-hmm. That's why I never liked the guy. I was like, this guy is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's the same thinking that got us President Trump.
Yeah, and then I figured out he was a liar. So that's when I started really digging my claws into him. I was just kind of poking fun at him every once in a while, but that was it. Until he tried to lie about me. That's when he done goofed, and I backtraced it. The consequences have never been the same. Yeah.
So how many, is this the most stupid, crazy, chaotic, confused Discord drama / YouTube drama we've been in before Zorro?
Yes. Well, the drama with Finbull, because I was sort of connected, because I was in Finbull server, because I went there because I wanted to debate Finbull on the Ukraine famine, because I made a video on it.
The Hold'em War?
Yeah.
So
And,
this
and then
involves.
I
So you're trying to say that Stalin didn't kill all those people?
No, he was saying that he's opposite.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, so Finball said Stalin didn't kill all those
Yeah.
people.
He was a good boy. He didn't do nothing, and he was trying to counter that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up on all this deep libertarian anarchist drama on the internet.
Yeah. That's my job.
That's your particular set of skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Division of labor.
So, but let me give you another important piece of life advice. If you're ever in a situation on the internet that this screwed up, you just need to throw up your hands and say, "Nope, I'm walking away from this." Both of those situations are bad. From what you're telling me.
I mean, there's some truth with the evidence, but I joined in. I provided some evidence.
Right. But you know
Eso. Okay, I'll tell you this. Eso, not try to say negative things towards him, and people have said this to him before that he tends to over amplify, try to exaggerate the evidence that he has.
Hmm. And based on what you've told us, the evidence is extremely exaggerated.
Well, it's evidence. I'll tell you this. Though, if anybody's going to be accused as a pedophile and a terrorist, it'll probably be Finball.
Well, here's the thing. What you said, though, is that there's evidence that he hangs out on some internet places where terrorists in Europe groom minor children. That's basically all you really said, which doesn't say anything.
Well, I don't know. I don't know their evidence on that because they won't allow me to look at the data drop. Only ESO, Filthy Heretic, and Blue.
Have you considered that suspicious?
But I see some of the evidence because we have commenced Order 66 where they post like new evidence. So I see the newer evidence, but mainly which is people flirting with minors, people talk like, and thought slime shit posting. I believe one of them was asking a bit. I think one of the screenshots was a pedophile who was begging Thought Slime to invite him back at the server. Another screenshot says that it's okay to kill fascists. Another screenshot says it's okay to mass flag and dox people who disagree with them, which they label fascists.
That's standard ANCOM black flag operation stuff.
Yeah, that's why they made the tier system. Tier 1 is just things that is just though cruel behavior, it's not really that serious, and then tier 2 being things that are, which is like tier 2 being doxing, illegal behavior, but they can probably get away with it by cocksucking, and then tier 3 being absolutely illegal. They can go to jail, have their channel suspended and removed. And I'll tell you this. I need to tell you this. I was in a conversation because you know how one of the people they mentioned was Maxi, this the anarcho-communist version of Lawrence Southern that a lot of leftists tend to jack off to. Now, reason why they mentioned Maxi was because Blue was interested in trying to uncover any evidence to connect because according to Blue, he has this conspiracy theory that Maxi because Maxi's married, had a affair with Bad Mouse Productions, and because of that affair, Bad Mouse Productions became a Marxist.
That's not how vaginas work.
I mean, Bad Mouse Productions is retarded.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm saying nobody's vagina is good enough to change your politics over.
Yeah. Like fuck, he's a beta male.
But you understand that this is extremely paranoid, conspiratorial thinking that he's laying out to you guys.
Some degree, yeah.
A lot of this is very magical thinking as well.
Because he also has this theory that though he's pretending to the reason why he is making these warnings of if you do illegal stuff you're gonna get banned, if you talk about murder sex fantasies on Discord you get banned to his server. It's because he's pretending. Wait, let me finish though. Let me finish though, because the reason because he has this theory that he's pretending to be because he knows that people were spying on his Discord server, that he's pretending to be all the I'm blocking pedophiles and sick people off my Discord, but not blocking them and having a secret voice chat where they talk and a secret chat where they exchange child pornography. And also Blue has this also theory because he talked to someone that apparently this is a rumor. I guess he got the idea that Thought Slime was a pedophile because of a rumor that he was in a voice chat and that that Thought Slime said that he's in contact with a therapist and that Thought Slime that he stated that he has like wet dreams of he has wet dreams of like having sex with 12-year-olds, and he talked about with his therapist.
So this is a thing a person heard from a person who heard it from somebody who heard it from a therapist who was the therapist for this person?
No. Okay, let me say this again. Blue talked to this individual who knows this guy who was in a voice chat with Blue, and that Blue said that he's sexually interested with 12-year-old boys, and that he's in contact, and he has like daily conversations with a therapist who says it's okay to have these perverted thoughts. So according to this rumor, Thought Slime is a pedophile, and that his therapist is encouraging him to continue having these child sex fantasies in his head.
Right, but this is a third or fourth hand story.
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound convenient that all these stories keep being told to you third or fourth hand? Doesn't that seem very suspicious?
I mean, there is evidence, but it's not. You could argue that he's over amplifying it. It is exaggerated.
You keep saying over and over again, third, fourth hand kind of stories.
What I'm explaining is that there is evidence of like cruel behavior by other users, but thought that Blue is making exaggerating evidence based on rumors that he got from other people. Keep in mind that he started this investigation based on rumors, and then he went and said, you know what, I'm going to investigate these rumors, and then have people go into these leftist servers and find a lot of shit posting and CP exchanging things occurring to Thought Slime server.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, he's saying he's getting other people to get this information so that if anything's wrong, it can't be blamed on him, and he could discredit it by saying, oh, so-and-so screwed up, not me.
Yeah,
doesn't that seem very?
Blue. So I want to. So don't try to say that Blue faked it, because none of the evidence is from Blue. It's from people who worked with him with catfish accounts. Mm-hmm. Some of these catfish accounts impersonating 12-year-old minors, and then trying to flirt with them or saying perverted things to the sock account.
And also, these catfish accounts, was there anybody validating their activities who was independent of all this?
Yeah, with screenshots, but...
Right,
my
but
statement
you could
is
edit a
this.
screenshot. You could shoot a screenshot.
And there's real no way to tell the whole color correction thing. That's just something SO made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Baron.
Color correction is not like a tool that you can use to do something. How's it, Baron?
So for Baron who's just joining us, we've been talking about the roller coaster of Blue and Esoteric and all this stuff, and we've discovered possible distribution of child pornography, possible intent to distribute child pornography, possession, lots of slander, defamation of character, libel, bullying of people.
This coming from the SO in Blue Camp, or is this someone else?
The SO and Blue Camp.
Yeah.
And also claims that they're going to somehow make money off of doing that, which means that there's fraud going on. So Zorro's been like in the middle of it, so we've been kind of interviewing him. So if you want to join in, that'd be cool.
Okay.
I was in the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Baron's been following
Who's willing
this.
to take this? But who's willing to actually make a case out of this? And actually go after them for these, supposed things that they're doing.
I don't think anybody has to. I think they're going to be releasing all of this stuff. They're going to be doing it publicly, and it's going. And they're contacting reporters, and reporters are going to be reporting on it, even if they are Reddit. So it's going to get some publicity. So they're basically
Also allegedly
they're basically going to be jumping off the deep end, but there's no water. Yeah.
And they found the situation, like I'm telling this to Baron. The day like when we were prepping to do the live stream, one of the anonymous individuals who is part of the investigation, because he had a sock account in Lefty Pole server, and then some guy was DMing him child pornography, and he was freaking out, and he was recording it with like Bandicam or some screenware recording software, and he uploaded this on because he felt that would be good evidence. He uploaded on Google Drive, and then sent the link to the Blue server, and he showed it to Blue. He showed it to Esoteric Entity, and he showed it to Heretic. They both saw it. They saw the child pornography.
Dude, he can get busted for distributing child pornography on Google.
That's what we just said.
Yep.
What a fucking dumbass. Wow.
And I was there. When I first like what's going, because I found this out because I joined the converse, the voice chat, and I heard Heretic saying go to this timeline, and then Blue was like, holy crap. And I said what you were watching, saying this individual, like, because first they were silent, and then they eventually told me about one of the users found that one of the somebody sent DMs of child pornography at Lefty Pole, and they have a recording of this, and that Batco it was done in like with Batco. Well, not Batco didn't send anything. Batco was in a voice chat with the guy who was sending child pornography. I don't think Batco known about it. It was because
This shit is so fucked.
so most of their evidence basically these pervs are in these leftist Discord servers, and then they're going to use guilt by association as their slander. And I was there, and I was there, and I told them to report the law enforcement, and they said they were panicking and shit. And it says no, because if the law enforcement find out that we're anarcho-capitalists, then they're gonna make fraud evidence against us and put us in jail.
They don't have to.
And then the fact that
they made evidence against themselves.
Yeah, they don't have to. Usually when something like this happens, it's probably a good idea to either get in touch with law enforcement, or maybe even if you don't want to, perverted justice or something like that, and just be like, I found this, I don't want to deal with it. No, none of that.
I need an adult.
Yeah,
they should have shut that shit down the moment it happened.
yeah.
Also, getting people to go try to get evidence against other people on the internet could kind of be interpreted as stalking, depending on your jurisdiction.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting for the video for the live stream video of Eso doing a live stream or whatever, and then the cops busting through his fucking door.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
that will
happen
happen
anymore.
And also,
and Eso. Also this Eso downloaded the video. And he's planning to do a censor. He wants to upload it on YouTube.
So he wants to edit child pornography and post it on YouTube.
Well, he hasn't said that he's doing it, but he wants to do it.
Let him hang
and I know
is
that he mostly
intent.
Jesus.
Yeah, the noose is there. Just let him do it. Let him do it.
Nothing of value was lost.
No,
but I don't know if he's
not going to die if he puts his head in that noose. Okay, he's going to be the greatest ANCAP flag ever, and he's going to free America.
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that flag anyways, Jim.
If you question him, you're a pedo too. It's so ridiculous.
Well, even if he deletes the video, it's still on his Google Drive, because if you watch a video on Google Drive, it's automatically saved in your drive history.
Not only that, but if you delete it, do you think Google's going to delete it on their end?
Google backs it up and sends it over to the FBI.
Yeah.
Well, but that's they'll do that the moment they're aware of it. But right now, I don't think anyone's combing through, or anyone on Google side is combing through Eso's G Drive. They have to be made aware of it first.
When you delete something on your Google Drive, there's no reason to believe that Google has deleted the file for themselves.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with you, but
okay. No, just
Google still needs to be made. Who knows aside from the people who uploaded it to the G Drive know it's there. Yeah. I mean, Google probably doesn't unless someone tips them off.
Yeah. And if it's on a Google Drive, let's say that Eso has it on his Google Drive, and Blue has it on their Google Drive. The way Google does things every once in a while is if it realizes, oh, these are the exact same file, it just posts just the one copy.
Yeah,
like that. I know that's how. When I used to play Second Life, that was how Linden Labs did it, because I used to talk to Linden.
And I tried to I constantly told them to call law enforcement, and they refused to.
Yeah. Nope, but they want subscribers, and they don't care if kids get raped.
Well, it's more than that. It's just that they're the wrong type of people to do they're the wrong type of people to do these types of investigations. Yeah. These are just teenagers who think that, let's play FBI and investigate these disgusting terroristic communists on Discord. And they went too far, and they actually found CP, and now they don't know what to do with it.
So is this an argument for ANCAPs? What are ANCAPs going to do if the state goes away? We're going to investigate, child porn. Well, how do you do that?
I thought most ANCAP advocate for child porn being legal. I mean, Jay Killian.
No.
Touche.
Yeah.
Well, okay. According to Voltaire. Voltaire says child porn, it's legal to obtain it. According to Voltaire, he thinks that it should be legal to obtain CP, but it's illegal to make CP. So if you make CP and you upload it and distribute it, if you get caught, the guy who uploaded the CP, or the guy who made the CP, who actually kidnapped a child and then raped it on camera, he's going to jail, because that's a violation of the non-aggression principle.
Well,
wait, but who's enforcing it?
Here's the thing. Yeah. At the end of the day, sure, it's probably not. This doesn't fit with the NAP version of it or whatever. I'm sure most private defense agencies and communities will say, these are the crimes, but we also don't want people who are going to be collecting and distributing child pornography in our community or part of our.
Good. There are a lot of communities who would string a fucker like that up by a fucking noose.
Care about they wouldn't.
Hello, motherfuckers.
They wouldn't care about.
Hey, Wes, we're talking about murdering child pornographers right now.
Dude, I'm the child porn. What are you talking about?
We've been on a roller
You
coaster.
brought the right spurgin for the shit show. And yes, I'm diagnosed. Though I am naturally this fucked up, not on drugs.
But you take Spurg drugs, because if you do that, you're kind of fucked up on Spurg drugs.
No,
I thought you said you were diagnosed with
Wait.
autism.
well,
Wait,
Unless
what's a
you
spur
just
drug? Is
call
that
it
like
flooding-
drinking Rothbard or something?
unless you just call it dropping your pants and flashing your autism out, then yeah, that would be accurate.
So we were talking about the great ANCAP value system of child porn is okay. And then we were saying, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not even remotely
No.
okay. And here's my fundamental problem with anarchism, and Baron will be with me on this one. It goes back to, a great book called Conan the Barbarian. That Conan considered the world of civilized men uncivilized because you can't just throw an axe into somebody's head. Problem is, of course, you can't do things like have commerce, free exchange of ideas and whatnot. Someone could just come up and pull a gun out and shoot you in the head. Somebody has to prevent the war of one man against another man, or all the men against all the men. Somebody has to say, hey, stop, don't do that. Also, for dear God's sake, don't distribute child pornography to try to stop child pornography. That's a terrible idea.
Speaking of which,
don't use it to
speaking of which, because I'm not an anarchist for the reason is that I think it's impossible to set up anarchism. Well, and because most ANCAPs I talk to don't believe in a revolution like what NCOMs advocate. They believe in we will set up ANCAP by not paying our taxes and hoping that the state would just
Okay,
well,
first
Look.
off, it's not not just pay. We're not going to pay our taxes. No, it's not just that. It's called voluntary non-participation, or underground activism and a gradual change, and also voting along and passing on values just a little to vote to prevent the growth of state and maybe help reverse the growth, and reverse the pattern if we can. That's kind of the motive there, and that theoretical network is very possible.
Here's the thing, guys. Like, I have to start wrapping this up and start heading to work. I really got to take a shower because I was like in the 110-degree temperature all day today in a car with no air conditioning.
Oh yeah. So I'm glad I got me a windy unit in the fucking window.
No, my house is air conditioned. My car is not. So.
That's a bad time when you live in the
Unfortunately,
box.
I know, right? It just shitted out like last week, and it's going to cost me $1,000 to fix.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the hottest part of the year.
Yeah, and I have to get a brand new apartment, so I have to pay for down to.
So what you're saying, Jim, is that you need more Patreons to help you pay for your air conditioner?
Hashtag please donate.
Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag please donate.
Everybody who's listening to this later, hashtag give Jim money for air conditioning in his car.
Yeah, give the man some fucking shekels.
Whatever. All right, man. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later.
Peace out.
Hail Satan.
we can have a link to the live stream.
Yeah.